All right, I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to be doing a whole like if you guys are all gonna watch this VOD or what. Um, I've watched like 10 seconds of it. So far, like one thing I noticed is that you're just this is way too be far, like way too far to be jiggle peeking like this or like going forward and going backwards. You are like not within effective range whatsoever. Bucky's like a pretty close to mid-range character, and you're just kind of playing sniper, wasting a lot of time going back and forth back here. Everybody needs to be pushing up to the choke and then spreading out accordingly. But since you have this comp, this is a pretty good comp to like kind of stack up a bit more. Have to kind of watch out for the Moon Knight. But essentially, how this works is we're going to make sure everybody's full health. We're going to have all our resources available. We're going to pop our Rocket Z and then kind of just explode out. Tanks need to not take resources, and they need to be just walking and taking space. Like maybe going here, walking, just making the enemy team look at you. And then you have your Punisher and your Bucky kind of just crash out on the enemy team. We need to be playing a bit closer here so that we can hit these hooks and displace tanks out of position. Not playing Sniper Bucky. Pay attention to how many shots are being hit. See, this is good. But now you need to not boop them in. You need to get behind them and boop them into your team. And displace them. You can interrupt the strange shift or whatever. Wow, he fried you guys. Don't even try to get out. Just try to farm as much ult charge as possible and then die. Okay, what happens here? TP probably. Are we TP? Go on the high ground in a safe place. That's good. Pay attention to how many shots you actually shoot that are not even being aimed. We need to be like hitting every single shot. We need to be thinking about hitting every single shot. But that doesn't mean that we don't shoot. That means that we are intentionally aiming every single time. So what happens here? Like, we need to have a plan once we go into this ult, right? So we go into this ult, or go into this portal, and then we open up with Invisible Woman ult. It's maybe not the best opener. They have literally every single ability available to them. They have Loki Lamp, Loki Invisible, fucking, what is this? Invisible Woman, Boop, Bubble. They have Onk. They have everything. Like, we haven't got out a single cooldown before we start to just go in with Invisible Woman ult. Not to mention they have ults on us. So here we're looking to probably just use it defensively, and maybe an opportunity will arise. If you're diving in like this, it kind of seems like you're looking to use your ult. But if you're looking to do that, just like, you're like flicking around too much and like moving your body too much. Just like sit, pretend you're playing Hanzo and just shoot down a lane for a second. Maybe you can farm your ult. No reason to be even doing damage from this point. All you're doing is feeding the enemy support ults. Staying in the choke, taking a lot of fucking damage. Piss me off. What are you doing? You have your ult? What are you doing? You're swapping? That is a perfect time to stay. They just use ults. Perfect time to stay and then actually just let your shit rip. You can go for Loki clones over and over again and get pocketed. Whatever. Swap to Mantis. Your team goes without you. Even though it looked like you were calming that you're going to go back and swap. Basically just taking an engage when you're down a player. May as well not take the fight at all. Or may as well just walk in with your monitors off and just die. Wait, man, this whole... Wait, how does this happen? So let's get all 6 players together and walk in. No reason to dilly-dally back here whatsoever. This is like playing back here. You're consistently doing that. I'm guessing you do this every single map, every single game you play. This is a bad habit, what you're doing. You need to be walking up, poking when you can. Try not to take damage. No reason to be poking really right now because you have your ult. I mean, almost every ult. Thought you had it. Yeah, pushing up, taking space, because this is not effective damage from back here. If you get a pick, it's complete luck and no skill involved. And probably not even luck. It's like the enemy team just has no idea how to use their keyboards. So we need to be in effective damage range, which is usually a bit closer in most heroes. Walking up, trying not to die, playing behind your strange, maybe even rotating this way, off angling really good, because that means that while the enemy team tanks are looking main, we can go here and then maybe get an angle on them or their backline. Dilly dally. Walled. That's another thing. Being on an off angle lets us... Oh, this is a good time to Mantis ult. Or that. Let's us avoid the walls too. Probably gonna be fine. Probably looking to ult this. Trying to do too much. Playing like you're fucking double lift in Marvel Rivals. Just stand still and actually aim. Let's use our sleep with purpose. If we're gonna use a sleep, we kind of want to use it to maybe secure a kill by sleeping their backline, maybe sleeping somebody that's out of position, sleeping somebody that's diving you, sleeping somebody that's ulting. Kind of just throw it out there. Spamming all your abilities. You look very panicked, which is understandable. It is a tournament match and you're playing with people you don't know. Imagine we have sleep here. That guy gets slept. You're the hero. This is fine. Let's just... I think you use the same sense as me. Oh, so close. But yeah, once we get an advantage, let's say we kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. We just want to stay point and have them come to us. No reason to push past the choke because this is what we care about. We care about the point. Point caps faster if we're here. We do more damage and clear out the point if we have everybody on point focusing the same target. So that means that they stall for less time and then that gives us more time essentially. And like, yeah, this is a common thing and I see it with everybody on your team. Just like running all over. There's like there's an order to things. Tanks in front, DPS kind of in the middle / way behind the tanks. Supports way in back so that they can always see what's going on, get the bigger picture of what's going on, and put their resources where it's needed. Whether it's tank needing damage boost or healing, or somebody that's in an off angle that's in a 1v1 situation and you could just give them a heal real quick. Not just like running back and forth just to keep moving. You can do this while also standing in the same area and holding down a spot. Enemy team is trolling. Staggering super hard. You should be pushing this out. Could be just leaving somebody on point or having nobody on point because it auto pushes. Hail Mary Thor ult. Even if two of you die there, it's better than using Mantis ult because you already pretty much won the fight, and it was a complete waste for them to use their ult like that. That was like, imagine being that Moon Knight and ulting and then getting out a Mantis ult. That's like such a huge thing because support ults in this game are they're fight winners, they're game winners. You're playing super close, very easy to get on you right now, and I'm sure they do. Better place to play. Pause. Playing back here is like okay. Playing over here is really good. You have longer sightlines. Places to run. High ground you can potentially go to. Especially since you don't have your ult now. But since everybody's playing back here, it's like, I don't know, what angles do we have? It's like essentially we're just letting them play defense and then we are playing offense from like a terrible angle.
Arthur's trying to break in.
Oh. Looked away, but I'm guessing you went into like melee range or something. Yeah, I mean, obviously your tanks can't be doing that. There's a, like I said, there's an order to things. All right, what is the order to things? Here. Oh, slow this down. Okay, first we're assessing what the fuck is going on. We have this guy ulting, so we should be dedicating some resources to him, making sure he doesn't die. And while we're doing that, we need to make sure that we are not taking resources away from this person who desperately, desperately needs it. So we're not going for any crazy plays. We're just like kind of holding shield and making sure that our supports can do their job and tanks can do their, or DPS can do their job, which is at this point living and trying to do a bit of damage, farm ults, maybe look for a pick. Right here, we cannot be giving you resources because we have something else going on. I'm guessing this guy dies. If we even looked away for a second from this guy, is trolling. Also, that was our low-key. Yeah, we're not low-key copying anything besides support ults. 99% of the time. 99.9% of the time. I'm not even going to talk about when it's appropriate to copy anything else. Because it's just, for the most part, not. Healing in this game is so fucking insane. And you need to be abusing it. Okay, that's fine. This fight might still be winnable. But we have to, as tanks, assess what the fuck's going on. So we're down one. We need to play conservatively until an opportunity arises where we can maybe look for a quick pick, cut off heals from the enemy tank using our shields or our body. Maybe we have an ult coming up. We don't. So for the most part, we are just farming ult charge and trying to get out if we can, or just dying. We get a pick, but because of this group wall, I don't think anyone's shooting it. Tanks don't really give a fuck. Our positioning is like super, super not the best. Not taking different angles. Even though we get this pick, it doesn't really mean anything. Because of how much resources we had to spend in order to get it. Slayer tanks go first. Crazy pick. Whoa. Ult. Oh, you guys should have just got fucking wiped here. Since you have the advantage, most of the time you can just press on the gas and like not have to do a rotate like this. Your team had, well, very, very impatient. Your team has pretty good momentum here. So if we, let's pretend our whole team is here. If we're forcing a fight, we're essentially forcing a 6v5 and we want to maximize the amount of time that we have the advantage in every fight. So in a 6v5, we have a huge advantage, but when you go to rotate like this, let's say your team doesn't get Agamotto'd in a second, you're making it a 5v5 skirmish because all of your resources are gone due to you being mind controlled by the mushroom. Plus, you're so close to ult. Like, imagine you're just like spamming, hitting this Groot, popping your ult instantly. Just pedal to the fucking metal, foot on the gas, running these people over. Even if you get Agamotto'd, you live. You win not because this is a good play, but because the enemy team is getting better. And then doing this so aggressively when there's something going on behind you. Like, stuff behind you needs to be cleared before you can walk up. Look at this. Your team is in a conga line. There's 2 people behind you, and you're trying to take more resources to go forward. You become like, oh, we have to save him now. Or we have to use our ult, which we didn't have to use because we have a huge advantage. So we waste our ult because you want to go for a crazy play. Understand, tournament jitters, whatever. I'm just saying it how it is. We don't have Mantis ult for this next fight. It's like a really, really good snowball ultimate. So you can kind of see like micro, I was talking about earlier here at the beginning where you're kind of dilly-dallying on the way up to the point. You have like micro dilly-dally where you are kind of just dancing around the point and not really taking meaningful angles that prevent the enemy team from pushing up. Let's say you're right here, somebody's right here, somebody's covering this, maybe another person next to you here, and you're all just firing down. They cannot walk up to you like this and get like a free ult. There's a high chance of you getting a pick because think about it, you're on defense right now and they're on offense, and defense just inherently has such a huge advantage in this game. They get to choose when to peek for the most part. So I can choose to third person, like just not even peek with my body and just watch with my camera. And then I get to choose when to attack. Or, I don't know, we can choose to back up. But right now we're just sitting on point and they get to take all this for free. This guy probably gets cooked too. Playing way too high, just playing. But yeah, okay, here's another reason why we push up. We push up to force the enemy team to use an ability. Let's say they use Invisible Woman Bubble. All right. On their walk up. That is a huge, and they do. Wait, do they? That is a huge cooldown that they use. Right there. Wow. So we should have a 6v6 advantage because we will have more major cooldowns and minor cooldowns available because this huge like bailout ability got used so that he can poke your Strange's shield, I guess, for like 4 damage. But because we don't capitalize it, they are allowed to just wait for it to come back up, regen it. Like, these guys aren't afraid at all, and they're playing. They're just like waiting for you guys to not do anything. Like, it's like you're walking into a blender. We need to be actively taking space, taking angles that matter, pressuring the enemy team as much as we can, and not like AFKing on cart. The cart auto pushes. It's okay to have one person on cart sometimes if you think that you can take a skirmish without having to have all 6 players. Let's see. Hawkeye is just not the best right now. If you're going to be running something, you should be... What are the bans? No protect from blue team. Ban Wolverine. Protect Strange. Ban Luna. I'm curious about this. Curious about this Luna ban if you have somebody that plays them more. Character is just so insane. So Hell is available. Shouldn't be playing Hawkeye. Characters so trash. You have to be so close to be able to do damage. This is something that their team does a lot better than you guys so far that I've seen. It's like just off angling, looking for flanks occasionally. Timing. His timing was really great. It's not like, I don't know. It's very difficult, but this is like bare minimum. Decent patience. Probably could have got you before. Nobody's watching this angle. And you don't even have to be like standing in here, like constantly looking, whatever. You could just like occasionally look over, but you could play in here too. And somebody, any DPS, play kind of like on this thing. But mostly like playing here and like listening for footsteps, whatever. Back camp here if you have to. But they get a free fight win because he off angles. Hopefully we swap Hawkeye. He just can't do enough. And we shouldn't be shield breaking. If we're going to be playing Hawkeye, we're looking for a back line. Nice. Yeah, I feel bad because I'm like kind of cooking you guys, but hey, it is what it is, bro. No reason to do that. Hello also works really well with Thor, so like if this guy's dead or whatever, or you're dead, I think you can res each other. Social. Yeah, but playing Shark is obviously troll. I don't know how serious this tournament is. You're sitting here for too long. If you take damage, like you need to be making sure that you're getting healed at the same time. Or, you know, not peek the same angle over and over and over. Switch it up. Play behind your tanks. See what your tanks are doing. Pay attention to what they're doing. Play in front of your healers so it's easy for them to heal you. Healer, I mean, that's also like a healer issue. Like, let me watch this again and how you seem so carefree. You're the only person they can see right now. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter how far away they are. You're the only thing they can shoot at, truly. And you, yeah, just keep peeking it. Shouldn't be doing it. You get a free walk in because you got picked. A lot of space is lost. Team can't catch up. You have a shark. We should never be engaging with invisible women. TP is fine, but puts us on like on the attack essentially. Yeah, a lot of this is super cooked. I also, I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what, if you guys like are still a team or what. Angles, somebody needs to be playing high ground. Left, right. Definitely makes it easier to follow up on this. Tank's kind of deadlifting. Network error. Please try again. Star Wars Shark ult. Super troll. Get off that character. Oh god, dude, it's so like you're so starved for heals and resources. Oh fuck, bro. It sucks. Just have a shark. And you guys keep starting with invisible woman ult or shark ult, and then you guys wipe every time. Literally every time. It's not. You don't like just start with ults in these games. Like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, you have to get stuff out in order to be able to get kills with the ult. Like if you just start with Agamotto, the enemy team has enough shields, healing, cooldowns, whatever, to keep that person that you're on alive. Like unless this person is get out of position or you hit like a big enough ult so where they have to choose between targets, then you could burst multiple people down. But you start with invisible ult, and then what? Your whole team's already full health, and you already have that space. All the enemy team has to do is back out. And you don't even have to go that far. Nice. No healing. But also, are we able to like back out here? Do we have our jump? Probably. 1 health. We don't need to walk up close to get that done. We should be also... We have to find our healers. We can't rely on people to help us. We have to make them help us by playing in the right position or like kiting to the right position. Like we can't give them the choice essentially to be like, oh, it's the right choice for them to help me, because they're not gonna do it. Team is staggering. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough. If I'm coaching a team like this, I'm having them get on. I mean, I guess this comp is fine. Probably not invisible man. Probably cloak or something. I'm teleporting right from the get-go to, so that we'll have 2 portals this round at least if we get stuck on first. I'm portaling my whole team into a safe spot, and that's essentially mind controlling all 6 players to go to the same area. And then I'm spreading out. Some will go lower, or some will like flank left or right. Hold this down, get angles, and then you're essentially surrounding them like they're fish in a barrel. Like if they're all playing on the point and you guys spread out, you have a bunch of different angles on them, and then they have to like whip around and they have no cover. Your tank plays is fine, sort of. You may as well go for a portal. They're gonna look for a counter portal maybe a lot of the time, so you know you gotta find ways around that. But But if I'm this guy and I see my team like way back here and like not here instead, like breaking these walls and pressuring this guy and forcing him out of this spot so that I can move forward more, which is a lot of what team fights are in this game, is just forcing somebody out of that spot so that someone from your team can move into that spot. All the maps are designed the same. Every team fight can be broken down in the same way. You can almost like copy and paste the template for each fighting spot on each map. You can like copy and paste it and it'll be like the same across the board. So yeah, just work on your aiming, positioning, comms, ult usage, ability tracking. I kind of feel like I overdid it here. Sorry, I might be grumpy from just ending my stream and it being late, but I appreciate the order, bro. There was a lot in this, and if you can look past the attitude, I'm sure it will be very fruitful for you and your team.